We all carry burdens. Some are light, barely noticeable as we move through our days. Others feel heavy, weighing us down with guilt and shame. These emotions can be incredibly isolating, making us question our worthiness. Often these feelings of guilt and shame are rooted in past experiences, particularly those involving narcissistic abuse. The manipulation and emotional toll inflicted by narcissists can leave deep scars, making us question our perceptions and blame ourselves for the pain we endured. But there is hope. We possess an inner strength and resilience that can help us heal and reclaim our lives. This journey begins with understanding the nature of guilt and shame, recognizing their impact on our well-being, and learning how to challenge and overcome them. Guilt and shame thrive in the shadows, whispering doubts and amplifying our insecurities. They keep us stuck in the past, replaying old wounds and perpetuating a cycle of self-criticism. But by shining a light on these emotions, we can begin to understand their origins and loosen their hold on us. This journey requires courage, compassion, and a willingness to confront the painful truths we may have been avoiding. It means learning to forgive ourselves for past mistakes and recognizing that we are worthy of love and belonging, regardless of our perceived flaws. It is about learning to set healthy boundaries, to protect our emotional well-being, and to surround ourselves with people who support and uplift us. This is not a quick fix or a one-size-fits-all solution. It is a journey of self-discovery, a process of unraveling the layers of pain and negative conditioning that have kept us from embracing our true worth. This journey will look different for everyone. There will be ups and downs, moments of doubt, and moments of profound self-compassion. But with each step we take, with each act of self-love and forgiveness, we move closer to a place of peace, wholeness, and authentic self-acceptance. Guilt and shame often intertwine, creating a complex web of emotions that can be difficult to untangle. Guilt typically arises from a specific action or behavior. It's that nagging feeling that we've done something wrong, violated our moral compass, or hurt someone we care about. While guilt can be painful, it also serves a purpose. It highlights areas where we can learn, grow, and make amends for our actions. Shame, on the other hand, cuts deeper. It's not about what we've done, but rather a painful feeling of being inherently flawed or unworthy. Shame whispers that we are not good enough, leading to feelings of isolation, self-loathing, and a desire to hide from the world. The weight of guilt often feels like a heavy burden on our shoulders. In the context of narcissistic abuse, guilt can be particularly insidious. Narcissists are masters of manipulation, often twisting situations to make their victims feel responsible for their abusive behavior. This misplaced guilt can linger long after the relationship ends. Survivors may continue to blame themselves for the abuse. It's essential to remember that abuse is never the victim's fault. No one deserves to be subjected to manipulation, control, or emotional harm. While guilt focuses on our actions, shame attacks our very sense of self. Narcissists often weaponize shame to maintain control over their victims. This constant barrage of negativity chips away at the victim's self-esteem, leaving them feeling small, insignificant, and deeply ashamed of who they are. Survivors might struggle with feelings of unworthiness, believing they are undeserving of love, happiness, or success. Recognizing and challenging these deeply ingrained beliefs is crucial in breaking free from the shackles of shame and reclaiming a sense of self-worth. Narcissists thrive on control and manipulation. One of the most common tactics employed by narcissists is gaslighting. This insidious form of emotional abuse involves denying reality, planting seeds of doubt, and making the victim question their own sanity. Another powerful tool in the narcissist's arsenal is projection. Unable to acknowledge their own flaws and insecurities, they project these negative qualities onto their victims. The narcissist might accuse the victim of being selfish, manipulative, or unfaithful, even when these accusations are entirely unfounded and actually reflect the narcissist's own behavior. The constant barrage of manipulation, criticism, and emotional abuse takes a heavy toll on the victim's psyche. Over time, they begin to internalize the narcissist's toxic messages, absorbing the blame and accepting responsibility for the abuse. Guilt becomes a constant companion, as the victim blames themselves for the narcissist's behavior. This misplaced guilt can be incredibly debilitating, trapping the victim in a cycle of self-blame and self-doubt. Shame also takes hold, whispering that the victim is inherently flawed and undeserving of love. Even after the relationship with the narcissist ends, the impact of their abuse can linger for years to come. The internalized guilt and shame can continue to haunt the survivor, affecting their relationships, career choices, and overall sense of self. Survivors of narcissistic abuse often struggle with trust issues, finding it difficult to open up to others or believe that they are worthy of genuine love and respect. The fear of judgment and rejection can be paralyzing, preventing survivors from pursuing their dreams or forming meaningful connections with others. They may isolate themselves, believing that they are better off alone than risking further pain and disappointment. Breaking free from the grip of narcissistic abuse is a challenging but essential journey. It requires courage, self-compassion, and a willingness to confront the painful truths that have been buried beneath layers of guilt and shame. The first step is acknowledging the abuse and recognizing that it was not your fault. Seeking professional help from a therapist experienced in narcissistic abuse can provide invaluable support and guidance on your healing journey. Surrounding yourself with a supportive network of friends, family, or support groups can also provide a sense of validation and encouragement. Embracing self-compassion is the foundation of healing. Self-forgiveness can feel like an impossible task, especially when we're grappling with the aftermath of narcissistic abuse. However, the path to healing begins with recognizing that we are all deserving of compassion, including ourselves. Self-compassion involves treating ourselves with the same kindness, understanding, and acceptance that we would offer a close friend going through a similar experience. Instead of berating ourselves for perceived mistakes, we can acknowledge that we were doing the best we could with the resources and knowledge we had at the time. By embracing self-compassion, we create a safe and nurturing space within ourselves to heal and move forward. Releasing the guilt is a vital step in our healing journey. Guilt often stems from the belief that we should have known better or acted differently in the past. However, it's crucial to remember that we cannot change the past. We can only learn from it and strive to make more informed choices in the present. One powerful practice for releasing guilt is to consciously remind ourselves that we were doing the best we could with the information, resources, and support systems available to us at the time. We may not have had the awareness or the tools to navigate the complexities of narcissistic abuse, and that's okay. It's never too late to learn, grow, and develop healthier coping mechanisms. Challenging negative self-talk is essential for breaking free from the narcissist's grip and reclaiming our own narrative. Narcissistic abuse often leaves lasting scars on our sense of self-worth. The narcissist's constant criticisms, put-downs, and manipulations can become internalized, shaping our self-perception and fueling negative self-talk. One effective technique is to consciously identify and counter these negative thoughts. When you notice yourself engaging in self-criticism, ask yourself, is this thought true? Is it kind? Is it helpful? If the answer is no, try to reframe the thought in a more positive and compassionate light. By consistently challenging and reframing negative self-talk, we can gradually shift our mindset and cultivate a more positive and empowering self-image. Creating rituals around self-forgiveness can be incredibly powerful in solidifying our commitment to healing and reinforcing positive self-talk. Two effective rituals are affirmations and journaling. Affirmations involve repeating positive statements about ourselves, such as "I am worthy of love," "I am strong and resilient," or "I choose to forgive myself and move forward." Repeating these affirmations daily, either silently or aloud, can help to reprogram our subconscious mind, gradually replacing negative beliefs with more empowering ones. Journaling provides a safe and private space to process our emotions, explore our thoughts, and track our progress on our healing journey. By incorporating affirmations and journaling into our daily routines, we create intentional space for self-reflection, self-forgiveness, and ultimately, self-love. In a world that often glorifies self-criticism and perfectionism, practicing self-compassion can feel like a radical act. We are bombarded with messages that tell us to strive harder, be better, and never show weakness. However, true strength lies in our ability to treat ourselves with the same kindness, care, and understanding that we would offer to a loved one in need. Self-compassion is not about letting ourselves off the hook or ignoring our mistakes. It's about recognizing that we are all imperfect beings, capable of making mistakes and experiencing pain. When we practice self-compassion, we create a safe and nurturing space within ourselves to heal and grow. Section 2. Challenging the inner critic. Responding with compassion. The inner critic constantly judges and criticizes us. For survivors of narcissistic abuse, it's particularly loud and relentless. Challenging it requires patience, persistence, and self-compassion. Pause and observe negative self-talk without judgment. Reframe thoughts in a compassionate light. You have the power to choose which thoughts to believe. Practicing mindfulness. Observing without judgment. Mindfulness is a powerful tool for self-compassion. Pay attention to the present moment without judgment. Create space between yourself and your experiences. Focus on your breath. Notice the rise and fall. Gently guide your mind back to your breath. Practice mindfulness during everyday activities. Observe emotions with curiosity and compassion. The power of self-care. Nourishing your body and soul. Self-care is essential. It involves taking care of our physical, emotional, and spiritual needs. Prioritize self-care to feel worthy of love and respect. Reclaiming your power. You are not defined by your past. For far too long, you may have allowed the echoes of narcissistic abuse to dictate your sense of self-worth. The narcissist's voice, with its constant criticisms and manipulations, may have become ingrained in your mind, casting a shadow of doubt over your every thought and action. However, it's time to reclaim your power and recognize that you are not defined by your past experiences. The journey toward embracing your worthiness begins with understanding that you are not your past. The experiences you've endured, however painful, do not have to dictate the course of your life. You have the power to choose how you move forward, to redefine yourself on your own terms, and to create a future filled with joy, love, and fulfillment. This process involves consciously choosing to let go of the negative beliefs and self-doubt that have been holding you back. It's about challenging the narcissist's narrative and replacing it with your own truth. It's about recognizing that you are worthy of love, happiness, and success simply because you exist. One of the most damaging aspects of narcissistic abuse is the way it erodes our sense of self-worth. Narcissists are masters of manipulation, often targeting their victims' strengths and twisting them into weaknesses. They may belittle your accomplishments, undermine your confidence, or make you question your own judgment. To counteract this damage, it's essential to take the time to identify and appreciate your own strengths. What are you good at? What are you passionate about? What brings you joy? Make a list of your positive qualities, skills, talents, and accomplishments, no matter how small they may seem. Refer to this list often, especially when you're feeling down or doubting your worth. Remind yourself of all the amazing things you have to offer the world. Celebrate your successes, no matter how big or small, and acknowledge the progress you've made on your healing journey. Setting healthy boundaries is crucial for protecting your emotional well-being. Boundaries define what we will and will not tolerate in our relationships. They honor our needs and prioritize our mental and emotional health. It's essential to say no to requests that drain your energy. Distance yourself from toxic people. Boundaries are a necessary act of self-care. Protect your energy and preserve your emotional well-being. Section 4. Embracing the journey. It's a marathon, not a sprint. Embracing your worthiness is not a destination, but an ongoing journey. There will be days when you feel confident and strong, and there will be days when the old doubts and insecurities resurface. That's okay. It's all part of the process. The key is to be patient with yourself, to practice self-compassion, and to celebrate your progress along the way. Remember that healing from narcissistic abuse takes time, and there's no right or wrong way to do it. Continue to engage in the practices that nourish your soul, such as journaling, affirmations, and spending time in nature. Surround yourself with supportive people who uplift you and remind you of your worth. And most importantly, never give up on yourself. You are worthy of love, happiness, and a fulfilling life. Section 1. A journey of healing and empowerment. Acknowledge the courage it takes to embark on a journey of healing and self-discovery. Here you are, taking one step at a time, breaking free from guilt and shame. Healing is not linear. There will be ups and downs. Embrace self-compassion, offering yourself kindness and understanding. Reclaim your power, stepping into the fullness of who you truly are. You are worthy, now and always. Your worthiness is not contingent upon your past experiences or perceived flaws. It is an inherent part of who you are. Embrace this truth fully and completely. Allow it to transform the way you view yourself and the world. Release guilt and shame. Create space for self-love and joy. You are defined by your resilience and unwavering spirit. Section 3. Stepping into the light of your true self. Remember, you are not alone. There is a community of support waiting to embrace you. Seek out therapists, support groups, or online communities. Share your story and connect with others. The world needs your light and unique gifts. Inspire others to heal. The best is yet to come.